Great. So I think we can start now. It's already like 6:36, and just confirm once if I am audible properly or not. Just drop yes in the chat so that I can get the point that I am audible. Am I audible? Great, great. So we can start now. Okay. Okay. So in the previous session, we have seen that how to make your own GitHub repo and how to like add your changes, your local changes, and how to commit those local changes, how to take snapshots like the commits of those changes. And voice is not clear. Okay, okay. Give me a few seconds. Sorry for the disturbance. I hope it is clear now, or at least better from the previous one. Is it okay now? Okay. Okay. I hope it is clear now because like I am switching my mic and maybe some issues with the previous one. So is it clear now? Got it. So maybe this is due to some internet issues, I think. Uh, okay, okay. Fine, fine. So I think it is clear than the previous one. And sorry for the disturbance. This is due to because some internet issues as we all are in our home and yeah, internet is playing a critical role. Okay, so let us start today. In the previous session, we have already seen that how to create your own GitHub repo and how to clone a GitHub repo, how to clone your GitHub repo, and how to if you make any changes to your project or repository, how to add those changes and how to commit those changes so that you can take a snapshot of your changes and it will help you in future if you want to revert your changes or you just want to see like for which steps you have done which changes in which point of time you have done which changes. So that's why commits are important. After fixing some bugs or adding some features, okay, voice is not clear. I hope. Let me just plug in my earphone again. Give me few seconds or few minutes. Like, sorry again, but yeah.
I hope it is clear now. Just drop yes if it is clear or not. Is it clear or not? Great, great, great. That's so many yes. Okay, so yeah, I am repeating again. I'll surely repeat again. And what I was telling that in the previous session we have already seen that how to create your own GitHub repo and how to clone any GitHub repo. And after cloning, you can make some local changes, and you can also add those changes to the staging area. And you can take some snapshots like the git commits. You can commit those changes, and you can also push those changes to your remote GitHub repo, so that other developers can also see your changes. If you have done some changes into your project or into your piece of software, so that other developers can also see that yeah, someone has done these changes at this point of time. So commits are very much important. Make sure that you are committing every what I can say, if you are fixing any bug, or if you are adding some new features into your project, make sure that you are committing everything, because it may happen in future that your app is not working properly, which was working before some commits. So you can easily revert your changes and go back to that particular point of time, to that particular commit, and everything will work fine as before. So I hope everything is clear why you need to commit those changes, and you need to push those changes so that the remote GitHub repo will also become updated. Okay, let us start today. I am sharing my screen, and we are going to see so many things today. Also, make sure to just drop your query in the chat so that I can help you. And yeah, let me share my screen. Uh, uh, Shiksha, we are going to see how the branches work and how to commit in separate branch, or how to make pull request from one branch to another branch, and yeah, how to manage those branches as well. Uh, Aditya is telling that plus mark for the message is a commit. No, Aditya, actually plus mark in the VS Code is actually for adding your files to the staging area. So it will just add the command git add. So git add command, the plus mark is similar to the git add command. And just check out to different branch, then commit. Yeah, Kishan, you are right. You have to check out to another branch to use that. And yeah, do we cover npm install in the session? We will definitely try to cover some real world project which actually use dependencies system. So stay tuned. We have 2 more days, so I hope I can deliver some content in these two days. So stay tuned. We are we are going to cover some dependencies. How can you install other things, the configurations which the project actually needs. So yeah, how can you revert? Yeah, we are also going to see how to revert your changes. So let's start. As you can see, in the previous session we have created this repo called something called demo repo, and I told all of you to make a GitHub repo into your account, and you can add those changes basically and push those changes. So let us start today. First, I am going to show you have a basic idea about like how to manage your own project, but do you have an idea how to contribute to other projects? So yeah, let us start. First, what we can do, I am going to like just make a sign out from this account, and give me a second. I'm going to sign in from my another account, but make sure this is not like the one which I use. Okay, so I'm now just navigating to this repo, and as you can see, the repo which I am currently showing you is made by this user. Like the you can see the username, like my main account, and I'm currently in my the second account which I normally not use. So you can see, if we go to another repository which is not made by us, so you can see a fork button, a star button, or watch button. So increase your screen size. So okay, I hope it is visible now. Just make sure that everything is visible properly. Meenakshi, is it visible now properly, or like do I need to increase the size more? Got it. I think it is visible now properly because I have increased. Okay, that's great. So, okay, if you go to any of the repositories which is not made by you, so you can find some options like star. You can star other repositories, and you can also start your own repository. So yeah, and there is a option called fork. So what is the meaning of this? Basically it is telling that okay, this repository is made by this user, and I want to contribute, or I want to make a similar a whole copy of this particular project, so that I can make any changes, and I can tell this user that yeah, I have made these changes. If you like the changes, or if you think that yeah, changes are great, you can merge my changes. So why do we need to fork before cloning? Like I can generally, what I can do, I can generally just go to this green button, the code button, and I can click this button, like the copy the whole git link, and I can go to my command prompt or anything, and I can just enter git clone. I can enter git clone and the repo link, and I can clone it, right? But don't do that, because this is a repo made by this user, like not by us. If you are going to contribute to other repositories, make sure that. So if the repo is not made by you, you don't have permission to push the changes. So you can make the changes, but you cannot push the changes, or you can just push your changes to remote GitHub repository. So how other developers are going to see your changes? That's the question, right? So first you need to clone, you need to fork the whole repository, and then the whole repository will come under your account also. And now you have the permission to push any changes, because that at that time the repository is yours, not the other repository. So you can now push your changes, and after pushing you can also make pull request. So first we need to make fork, right? So you can simply click the fork button, and it is telling us that where should we fork the demo repo, but this will not happen for you, because yeah, I'm clicking my this account. Okay, so now as you can see, we have successfully forked our project, like the one which we want to contribute. So we have successfully forked our project. Now what you can see, you will also see the similar thing. You can also see the same repo which I have made in the previous session, like demo repo. This has been forked into our account now. You can see that you will also find your username here, your username here, and you can see your username demo repo. And you can also see this line, forked from Nilashkar demo repo. So you can, this is basically telling that yeah, you have forked this repo is not originally belongs to you, but you have forked it from somewhere, from someone's repo. You have made a clone of this repo. Like forking is basically doing the clone into your GitHub. So you have forked this repo, and now you have the permission to push any changes here. So you have like total control over it. Now what you need to do, you need to press this green button again, and you need to press this copy to clipboard button again, and you need to clone the repo. But make sure that you are cloning your repo, not the repo which you have forked. The repo which you have forked, like that belongs to other, but make sure that you are cloning your repo. And when you press the code button, the link should be like https://github.com and your username, then the repo name. So make sure that you are cloning the part which is belongs to you, not by others. So just press copy button, and you can use git bash or command prompt, which one you just like you can use. And let me just go to my first desktop. I am now into my desktop. So what I can do, I can just do a simple git clone and enter. Okay, so now we have successfully cloned our project, right? Difference between star and watch, basically watch will notify you about every event which is happening. Like if just someone make any release, so you will be notified that XYZ repository has made a new release or made some changes in contribution guidelines. So you are watching every changes of that particular repo. So to, if you are an active contributor of any repository or any organization, you can watch those repos so that you can get like more notifications about the changes, and you can act accordingly. I think this is clear. What is the difference between star and watch? And star is basically okay, you have liked this repo. I am liking this repo too much, and so that I want to make it star, like a bookmark it kind of thing. So this is the main difference. Got it. I think, yeah, we have also cloned our repo, our forked repo, not the one, not the original one. We have forked our own repo, right? So, okay, I think I need some configurations. Just I am making sure. Okay, everything is right. Uh, when I execute git push, I got an window to log in into my GitHub account, and after putting my credentials, I got an error 404. Okay, so first time you need to configure your, after configuring your Git, whenever you are pushing something into your GitHub, you need some SSH configuration because GitHub has removed the username and password thing. So now they are basically using OAuth system to maintain the track of the users. Uh, I have keep in mind this thing, like I keep in and today we are also going to see how to solve this problem, because I got some messages that get push is not working, and it tells them that enter your credentials like username or password. So we're going to see how to tackle that problem today, and maybe I can increase my font size. Okay, I think it is visible now. The watch will increase if we fork the repo. No, Amit, I don't think it will like increase. If you fork the repo, it will simply add even increase the number of forks, nothing else. Okay, so as you can see, I have already cloned my forked repo into my desktop directory. So if I go to my fork directory, you can see I can now hit git status. You can see now the git status is telling us that on branch main, your branch is up to date with origin main and nothing to commit. Working tree is basically clean. So we have nothing to change. So first of all, let us understand like why should we use branches and how the whole forking thing is working, how the remote, how the other developers can contribute to any of the projects. So for that, I have a clear picture of this thing. What we can say now, we can see that, okay, ignore this master part because previously it was master, the main branch was master, but currently it is like main mac this thing. So yeah, instead of master you can just think of main, and it is basically telling that this is our main branch, right? So this is our like production branch, which you can say this is the green one, and this blue thing and this yellow thing is like other someone else work. Or what is happening, you are just forking the repository, the main branch, or you can say the whole repository from here. So I am this blue one, I have forked this thing, I have just make a whole copy of that source code, and I just made a copy of that my source code, and these circles are basically, I can say, commits. So I have made some changes. I have made some changes into that code, and I have added some commits. For this thing, I have added like 3 commits, you can say. And after committing those changes, maybe adding some more features to the project, or maybe fixing some bugs to the project. And after doing all my stuffs, what I can do, I can tell the admin or the maintainer of the main project, like the main repository. I can tell them that yeah, I have done these changes, and please merge our changes into your repository, like the main one. So after reviewing your pull request, the admin or the maintainer of the project will review your pull request, and if he or she thinks that yeah, this is totally fine, we can merge those changes. So what will happen, your changes will get merged into the main branch, like into the main repository. And this will happen for someone else also. Someone else will also fork your project, because there can be situation like a lot of developers are working on a single repository, on a single project. There are lots of contributors. So yeah, every contributor first need to fork the repository, fork the project, then he or she needs to commit to his or her changes. And basically they tell the admin or the maintainer that yeah, I have done this changes, and now merge my changes into your project. So now after merging the changes, you can see that these features also got merged into this branch, and now this branch, like the main branch, is going further and further. And these are basically the versions, the newer versions, after merging new features and after fixing some bugs by other developers also. So it is now migrating to another branch. So this is basically the version control system, like you can say how actually works. Okay, I think you got an idea. Is it possible to make separate branches in my own repo? Yeah, this is totally possible. You can. I'm also going to show how you can make separate branches, and you can also execute those commands to make new branches into your own repo. Got it? Got it? I think everything is clear. So, okay, let us start on the hands-on part now. We have successfully cloned our project. We have successfully cloned our forked project, the forked repo. So now, first, what I can see that in which branch I am currently in. To do that, I can say git branch. And if you just type git branch, you can see there is a keyword called main, and there is a star in front of it. So it is basically telling that okay, there is only one branch, and it is the main branch, and you are on the main branch. So first first make sure that you should not make any changes into the main branch. First, always check out to a new branch, like create a new branch, and then make any required changes, and then you can submit the pull requests. So first, I need to create a new branch. Okay, to create a new branch, you have the command called git checkout, and make sure to add -b if you are creating a new branch. And if you are just doing checkout on an existing branch, so you don't need to add this keyword called -b. If you are creating a new branch, make sure that git checkout -b and then the branch name. Also make sure that the branch name should tell that what are the changes you are going to make into that branch. Like I can say login fix is a good name if you are fixing some kind of login issue. So the branch name should always like implies what are the changes you are going to do in that particular branch. So try to just make some meaningful branch name, just like the meaningful commit messages. So for now, I am just telling I am going to make a new branch called feature one, right? So I am making a new branch called feature one, as I am going to add a new feature. After pressing enter, you can see switched to a new branch feature one. And if you are using git bash, you can actually see the branch name will also get updated. Okay, let me just open my git bash. Let me just open my git bash. Super quickly, and I am going to, yeah, I think it is clearly visible. My git bash is clearly visible or not. Just make sure that it is clearly visible. Dash is clearly visible or not? Okay, fine, fine. So now you can see here the branch name also got updated. Here you can also see we are currently in feature one branch. We are not in our main branch, so we have already created our new branch. And now if you just enter here git branch, you can now see we have two branches. One is feature one and one is main. But in how can we just make sure that we are in the right branch? So to see in which branch we are currently in, you can just find a small star in the starting of any branch. And yeah, if you are using just git bash, you can also see it directly from here, like the branch name. And if you are using cmd or any linux terminal like me, so you can also find it from here. Okay, I think everything is clear now. So now what we can do, I'm going to open this into my VS Code. Right, code space dot will open my the whole project into my VS Code. How to switch between branches? Yeah, Amit. We are going to see how to switch between branches, and yeah, stay tuned. So we have finished in the previous session that we have created two files, app.py and delete.py. So what I want that, okay, so I want to make something which I can say another Python file. So I want to, what I can tell, I can say that, okay, I want a Python file which will basically sums the two number and will print the output. So what I can say, sum.py, sum.py we can say, and I'm just writing a simple Python script. You don't need to worry what is going, and you can figure it out easily. Okay, so this is a simple script to just print the addition value or the sum value of two numbers. So we are taking an input, which is basically, and we are converting it into int, and we're also taking an input and we are converting it into int, and we are just printing a plus b. So let us run it. Okay, let us run it. I can enter 10 and 20, and we are getting 30 here printed in the terminal, right? Great. So we have successfully created a new feature, which I can say we have added a new Python file here. Great. So basically in the VS Code, if you see in the bottom left corner, you can also figure out the current branch name in which you are working. So you are currently working in feature one branch. I'm not sure if it is clearly visible or not, because but you can definitely see into your VS Code in the bottom left corner, like the current working branch. It is currently the feature one for me. Great. And if you just go to the source control of your VS Code, you can see that in the changes tab, we now have sum.py file and it is you, because we have added a new file and it is not tracked by Git right now, our version control. So it is untracked right now. So we have to add the untracked files or modified files into our version control, and we have to commit those changes, right? So you can also do these changes, like after clicking this plus icon, it will add your file to the staging area, and you can just enter some meaningful commit messages here, and you can press the right icon and it will commit your changes. But today I want to show you something more interesting. So let me go to my git bash. If we now just press git status, it is telling us that we have some untracked files, which is basically sum.py. and nothing added to commit but untracked files are present, use git add to track. So basically it is telling us that there are some untracked files, and to track them we need to enter git add. But I want to add and commit simultaneously. So I want to first commit, I want to first add those files to the staging area and then commit those changes. We can do all the steps in just a single command. And what is this? This is none but git commit. You can see that we have not added our changes like using git add space dot. So now what we are going to do, we are going to git commit hyphen am space double quotation and your commit message, like um, added a sum.py file, right? Right. So what is happening? What is happening? In the previous lecture, you have seen that to just commit any changes with a message, with a commit message, you have to type git commit space hyphen m, only hyphen m, and then in the double quote you need to put your commit message. But in order to add and commit, first the command will automatically add those changes and then it will commit those changes with this commit message. So basically hyphen am is telling git that git first add those changes. A basically stands for add, so it will just execute git add and then it will perform the git commit action. So let us hit enter. Okay, I think it did not work because of the untracked issue. Let us first add git add, but it should work for the modified files maybe. Let us see. Added sum.py file. Okay, we have done this. We have committed those changes. Let us do some more things in the app.file. After the print hello statement, what we can do, we can just make a simple Python program to just multiply two numbers. Okay, so we have successfully made a simple Python program. Let me just delete this print statement. And you can see we have made a simple Python program which basically takes input from the user and it prints the A into B, right? Let us run. Okay, 10, 20, yeah, 200, fine. Now I just want to make sure that a hyphen am should work because I have used it. So git commit hyphen am. You can say now modified app.py file, right? Now it is working. Am actually not works for the untracked files, but it should work for the files which are basically into version control. So now you can see that we have already committed the changes, so there are no like modified things here. We have successfully add and commit all the changes which we have done in our app.py file. So let us see our current status. So to do that, we can hit just git status, and you can see that on branch feature one, nothing to commit, working tree is clean, fine. Okay, so now we have done some changes into our feature one branch. But if we switch back to our GitHub repo, the forked one, so you can definitely see that there is no like sum.py file, and if we open the app.py file, it is still print hello. So we need to push the changes. Yeah, you got it right, we need to push the changes. But you can also see that currently it is only having one branch, which is basically the main one. If you click here, this drop down, you can see there is only one branch, which is main. And you can also see this from here, like one branch. And now what you need to do, you have to push these changes. So if you remember from the previous lecture that to push our local changes into our remote GitHub repo, what was the command? The command was very simple. It was just git push, and I am going to push the changes into my origin. And the origin is basically the Git, the remote GitHub repo which we have cloned. So now, as we have cloned our GitHub repo, our forked GitHub repo, so we have the permission. But make sure that do not fork the GitHub repo, the original GitHub repo. Like if I talk about this one, this was the original GitHub repo, right? So don't press code directly from here and clone this one. Before just cloning, make sure that the link should always have your username as here, right? Great. So that we are going to push our changes into a remote GitHub repo now. So what we can do, we can just type git push, and we are going to push it into our origin. We are going to see what origin and upstream are the things, and how we can add the upstream and other things. So now git push origin, and then we need to enter the branch name, right? If you remember in the previous lecture, we have done git push origin main. So we worked on our main branch, and we want to push the changes into our main branch, right? But currently if you see, we have worked on our feature one branch, and we need to push our changes to our feature one branch. Great. So you need to add git push origin, and we need to add feature one, right? So if you just now press enter, I think this is the part where you all got stuck, right? It is telling us like connect to GitHub, GitHub sign in. Just drop yes. I got stuck here because I also want to see like how many of you got stuck here in this part. Like it is telling us to enter sign in with our GitHub. Amit is telling how to add and commit at same time for a particular file if there are multiple files. So Amit, you can just add one file, like you have added a new file called I can say, which I can say amit.py. So you just want, and you have also made changes to some other files like what I can say, some.py file. So but you just want to commit the changes of your amit.py file. So what you can do, you can just use this command git add amit.py. So you are mentioning that, okay, git just add my the changes of my amit.py file into my staging area, and in future I can commit those changes. So you are not sending your some.py file changes to your staging area, right? You can just enter git add and your particular file name, and if you enter git add space dot, it will automatically add all the files which have been modified or untracked ones. So I think, Amit, it is clear how to just add one file, any particular file, to the staging area and how to commit that. And the commit thing will be same, git commit -m to add your commit message. Yeah, am basically stand for add, and like with we are going to commit with adding the files using git add, and we are also adding m is which will stand for message. You are going to put in the next string in the double quotation. Okay. Great. So I think so many of you got stuck here in this part. Like it is telling us to sign in with our GitHub account. So this is the main part I can say. For if you are working, if you have installed your Git for the first time, so GitHub will automatically try to find the SSH keys into your system, but it will not be able to find anything because you have just newly set up everything. So what you need to do before doing anything, and you just need your personal access token. So how you can get that? You can enter manually it here, but if you don't want to enter it manually, you can just go to your Chrome browser or the default one which you have set up into your laptop. Maybe you have set up Microsoft Edge as your default browser. So make sure that you are logged in with your account into your Chrome tab, and after doing that, just press this button, sign in with your browser, and it will automatically pop up here the Git credential manager, and you can see the authentication succeeded. You may now close this tab and return to the application. Our authentication is successful now. So what you can do, you can see that, yeah, our git push has worked correctly. We have like pushed all the changes to our remote GitHub repo. And which one? The origin one. And which was the origin? Our forked repo was the origin. So this is our forked repo. You can see your username here and the repository name here. And you can, if you just refresh your page, are you like noticing any changes here? Yeah. Now we can see that we have two branches, and if you click the drop down, you can see we have two branches now. One is main and one is feature one, right? But if you go to the original repository, like the repo which you have cloned. So if you, for this example, this is the repo which we have cloned. So now if you go to this position, you can see that there is only one branch, because we have made changes and we have pushed our changes to our repository, our forked repository, not the original one, right? So now we have to make pull request. As I told, I have fixed something, or maybe I have done something changes. So now I need to tell the repo owner of the original one that, yeah, hello, I have done these changes. Do you want to merge my changes into your branch, like into your GitHub, into your project? So you can do that. And how to do that? If you just go to your GitHub repo, you can see a big green button called compare and pull request. You can press that. If you press compare and pull request, you can see something prompt like this: open a pull request. Create a new pull request by comparing changes across two branches. We are going to compare the changes between two branches. And which two branches we are going to compare? Okay, we are going to compare changes between these repos, like your forked repos feature one branch. You can clearly see here void Milloy demo repo feature one. So you can see your username here. You can definitely see your username here, and you can see your branch here. So we are going to compare our newly pushed branch with our origins, like the main project, the main project's main branch. So we are telling that, okay, I have made the changes into my feature one branch. Just add the same changes or merge the changes into your main branch. So yeah, now this is the whole pull request prompt. Here you need to fill the details. This is the part, the title of your pull request. Maybe you can mention that the title, which I can say uh, added and modified. I can say, sorry for the typing mistake. And here, here you can also, if you are contributing to some big projects or any of the projects which actually has some kind of pull request template, so you have to mention, you have to fill that template. This is nothing but basically a simple form type. This will ask you about what are the changes you have done, and are the changes like correct, or do you want to add any screenshot or video of your changes, so you can add those things also. But for now I'm not going to show anything complex here. I am just leaving a comment so that the original repository owner or the maintainer um, get to know something like what are the changes this contributor has done, right? So what I can say, I can, if you just scroll little down, you can also see your commits here. Added sum.py file, modified app.py file, and you can also see your changes here. If you come little down, you can see that there are some red lines and there are some green lines. So what are the red lines and green lines like signify? So red line basically tells us what are the lines we have removed from our, like we can say, files. We have removed this print hello statement from line number one. It was on line number one, and we have removed this part. As you remembered, like we have removed hello, print hello statement, and we have just added a simple Python script to get the sum of two numbers. So we have removed this part and we have added this part. We have made this changes. So GitHub will basically tell every changes into some kind of GUI form, graphical user interface form. So the admin or the maintainer can easily understand, yeah, this person has removed this part and added this part. And for the sum.py file, we have just added everything. We have not removed anything. So we can see everything is in the green block, right? I think everything is clear. I think everything is clear. Yes, Shreya, it is showing this branch is two commits ahead of main. So what you need to do, you just need to push the changes right now. So you will also see the changes into your remote GitHub repo, and you can just make pull request. So Amit's doubt is not clear. I think Amit is telling if there are multiple files, and I have modified like three of them, but I want to add and commit two files out of three. Okay, Amit. Okay, Amit. Got it. Got your point. So maybe you have modified like three files: 1.py, 2.py, 3.py. So yeah, don't blame me because I am using Python files. You can also use JavaScript files or C++ files, whichever you want. So yeah, maybe you have done some kind of changes into three files: 1.py, 2.py, 3.py. But you just want to add the changes of your 1.py and 2.py. You don't want that the changes which you have done into your 3.py file, this should be committed into your commit. So what you can do, you can just open your, yeah, it is already open. Sorry, my mistake. So you can just make git add 1.py and 2.py. So you are telling Git explicitly that Git, hey Git, just add these two files into the staging area, right? So you are mentioning that I have maybe I have done some more changes, but I just want to like add these two files into my staging area. Maybe in future I can also commit those changes. So you can do that, right? And I think the red lines and the green lines are clear now, like what is the meaning of the red line and what is the meaning of green lines. So you can also see the commit messages here. We have added two commit messages: modified app.py file, added sum.py file, and I am mentioning the same thing here. I have added I have added some.py file, and I have also modified app.py file. And we can use the markdown format here. So what markdown format is basically to write MD files, I can say. So the readme files actually use markdown format. So you can use these things, and I'm going to use the bulleted list. So basically it will look more clean and nicer. So edit some.py file, modified file. Yeah, everything seems fine. We are good to go. We are going to make our first pull request, and you just need to press this button now, create pull request. Okay, everything is done from your side now. You have successfully created your pull request. As you can see, if you now go to the main repo, if you go to your forked repo, you'll not be able to see anything in your pull request tab. Okay, let me go to my forked repo. Yeah, this is the one which I have forked, like my forked repo. And now in the pull request tab you will find nothing, because we have made pull request to our to the original repo, the original project repo. So you will not be able to find anything into your forked repo. You just need to go to your the original repo, and you can find some if you go to the pull requests tab, you will find that, yeah, this is we have now our pull request, and some other people have also made pull request. That's great. That's great. Everything is working from your end also. So if you are facing any error, can I view the difference between two commits in VS Code? Yeah, you can surely just view the difference between by which what are the things you have changed in VS Code. And yeah, I'm going to show that also. Maybe after git push, I don't have either of the options for login. I just have login window, and that's not working, and redirecting me to SSH login. That's not working either. Smoke, what I can suggest you, just make sure that you are you have installed the recent version, the updated version of Git. And if it still not shows you the prompt, the login prompt, you can just DM me once on LinkedIn on or on Telegram. So yeah, this is the thing what I can say. GitHub Desktop basically allows you to make changes directly into your browser. So basically, you can just add some changes. Like you can say, yeah, some kind of ID into integrated ID into your web. So that's what I can say. Okay, so we have successfully done the changes, and we have also submitted our pull request. So now if you open your pull request, you can see that you have added some .py file. You have also added this modified.app.py file, and you have the option to close pull request. So mm, don't just close the pull request until and unless the maintainer or admin is telling you, yeah, this pull request is not nice, this is not looking good. And there is nothing from your end which you need to do. Now, as a maintainer, I am going to review your pull request. So let me just sign out from this account, and let me just sign in from my account, like the original one. Got it? So now if I go to the my project, and I have already logged in as my account. So this is my project. And now if I go to my pull request tab, and if I find this pull request, we have an option called merge pull request, but this will only like will be visible for the maintainer or the admin of that particular repo. So you don't need to do anything, you don't need to press merge pull request. This basically for the admin part. So the admin will do like, admin will see, yeah, he or she has changed two files. One is app.py, sum.py. He or she has removed this part, added this part. Everything looks fine. Everything looks fine. I can submit any review, I can comment anything, or I can approve the pull request. But yeah, there I cannot approve my pull request. Okay. Yeah, it is working now. So I can approve the pull request like everything looks good to me. Going to merge it. I can approve the pull request, submit review. This is basically the part for admin or the maintainer. And now I also have the button called merge pull request. I can simply click it, confirm merge, and you are done. Your pull request has been merged successfully, like added and modified this pull request. You can also see that it is no more open, it is merged. And if you now go to our code, you can see that in our main branch, you can now see the sum.py file, because I have like merged the changes from other contributors, and it is now clearly visible into my project. So sum.py is here, and also in the app.py we can now see we have like the program which basically multiplies the numbers. So in the contributors tab, you can also find your name if you are making some kind of pull request to any repo, and it and the admin will merge your pull request. So you can also find your name in the contributors tab. So that's basically it, how to make pull request and how all the things work. I hope it is clear to all of you. And if you are facing any issues, you can directly contact me on LinkedIn, and you can also DM me on Telegram. I will try my best to help you. And I think that's it for today. Uh, let's see if you have any queries. How to add contributors to our repo? You can manually add your contributors, and if someone just contribute to your project, maybe made a PR and you accepted it, so and you merged it, and he or she will automatically become a contributor to your project. And you can also add collaborators to give more permissions to someone. And that's a great question by Shreya. What remains in the feature one branch? Okay, okay. Let me share my screen again. This is not completed, I guess. That's a good question. What remains in the feature one branch? Where to find the template for pull request message? So that is basically depends on the project in which you are contributing. So the admin will make the pull request template, and you just need to fill that. Okay, let me share my screen again. I don't know whether I will be able to share my screen. How to come back from branch to main? Yeah, we are going to see, because we are already running out of time. It is currently 7:40. Let me just clear the Shreya's question, which she asked. What remains in the feature one branch? Okay, now if we switch back, like I am switching back, you don't need to switch back. You just stay in your account, and you can go to your repositories. If you open the first one, okay, so now you can see that you still have two branches. You have main, you have feature one, right? You already have two branches. But as you can see, your feature one branch already got merged. So what you can do, you can just click two branches. And you can see there is also branch called feature one, and you can delete the branch from here, and make sure that your branch is already merged. Don't delete any active branch which is not merged yet. So after the admin or the maintainer of the original repo merge your PR. So after merging, you can definitely delete your branch. So if you just click here, the delete branch, you can see the feature one branch has gone now, and it is only the main branch, and it only has the one branch, and it is telling that this branch is 3 commits behind. So what it signifies, it is telling us that the original project's main branch is basically 3 commits ahead. So something happened with that project which is not yet reflected into our main branch. So what we can do, we can just click this fetch upstream, and we can click this button, fetch and merge. Yeah, so now you can see that this branch is even with like Nilashik the main. And if you can now also see the sum.py file into your forked repos main branch also, because we have successfully fetched the changes and merged the changes. And if you also open the app.py file, you can see the no print hello world or statement. So I think that's it. It is clear. I think it is clear now, Shreya. Just drop yes or no. Great. So Avi, it is not like a necessary thing to create a branch, but you should always create a branch, because the maintainer or the admin can't allow you directly do changes into your main branch. So it is they basically tell you that make a separate branch of yours, and you can freely make your desired changes there, so that there will be no conflict between your branch and the original main branch, your main branch and the original main branch. So yeah, we are also going to see what are git conflicts. You will basically see a lots of time this thing git conflicts. There are some conflicts for which you are not allowed to merge the PRs. So we are also going to see in the next sessions how to resolve all the conflicts and some other steps also. So thank you again for joining, and stay tuned for the upcoming sessions. Bye bye.